first thing, when you read a newspaper, unless you're the type of person who loves to read every article completely from start to finish, how do you read a newspaper? What method do you use? But even before that, headlines first, right? So when your email box, by the way, how many emails do you have to deal with in a given day or week? Like if you're away for a week, how many emails will be in your inbox? Just a couple hundred. You know, so some people might only have to deal with a handful of emails a day. Most people, though, we get like 10, 15, 20, 50. Some executives are known to get 80 or 100 a day or more. And so the interesting thing is subject line. A lot of that is you scan your email, right? How do you decide which email you're going to open? So there's two things. Who sent it to me, right? Because if it's somebody that above, or maybe even one of my key employees, I might take a look at it. But if it's somebody that they just send crap anyway, what am I going to do? Read that? No. So we look at who sent it, and then we look at the subject line to see what it's about. But the problem is most of us don't use the subject line well, right? The subject line should be kind of like a headline in a newspaper. And in the days of BlackBerry and portable documents and so forth, people who are carrying around PDAs, the reality is the subject line, the first three words are kind of important. So the subject line is important. If you can almost put the essence of your message in the subject line, so this should be almost like a headline. And that means that even if you're replying or replying to a reply sort of thing, is instead of leaving the subject line the job or project update or something that doesn't mean anything, see if you can make your headline a little bit more explicit so that the person who receives it has the essence of what the message is about. All right? Then we get into the body of it. The body of the email. So, in the body of the email, if you get an email that's really long, what is your tendency? Delete or put it aside. You know, those are the ones that clog your email box in the inbox if you don't clear it out regularly. So the body is important. The briefer the message, the higher the chance that you'll get the actions or reply that you're looking for. So, brief is better. Now the other thing is, and back to the newspaper sort of situation, in the way that Keith said that he reads the sort of top paragraph, or the first paragraph, when a newspaper reporter writes an article, typically they write it in what's called an inverted pyramid. They put the most important information early in the story, and then they put progressively less important information towards the end. Why? So that the editor can come along and say, okay, I only have 400 words, so I'm going to slice it off here. Or we've only got 200 words, I'm going to slice it here. And they're not missing the essence of the story. In the newspaper business, if somebody writes a story, but it's called burying the lead, the real story is like down in the 5th paragraph, then that's not very good writing style from a journalistic standpoint. It's called burying the lead. So the question is, do you bury the lead in your emails? What is it that you want people to do? If you can put that action item or question up front at the top, you'll have a much better chance of getting the results that you're looking for instead of burying your question in the 4th paragraph and saying, how come I didn't hear back from you on that? Well, the person probably didn't read down to the 4th paragraph. This is another good sign. If you write long emails and try to express yourself, realize nobody's going to read it anyway. People don't usually read the newspaper thoroughly. They just kind of skim read it. It's just the way people are. So instead of trying to fight that and say, well, I read my emails thoroughly, why can't everyone else? Get over it. The behavior tells you that people won't do it. So put your questions and actions up front. If you then want to put the background information below that, you can do a bit of that. Just realize that most people, as soon as they see a long email, they won't open it. They won't even read it. They won't act on it. So then you wonder, why did I bother sending it? Exactly. The learning point.